Well, today's episode is going to be a very, very short one with only two events from two different wrestling promotions, one coming from New Japan Pro Wrestling and the other coming from AEW. So, let's review, talk about it, and discuss on this episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I'm your host, Jay, right here. So let's begin with New Japan Pro Wrestling. We're still continuing on with the road of Dontaku Wrestling. You probably say, how long is this road? Don't ask me. Some of these shows are not even televised that I've been following, but I can try to find out which ones have been televised on the New Japan Pro Wrestling live on demand. If you guys don't follow it, that's fine. But um, this latest one had six matches because the main event was the grudge match of what people were expecting, which was um, what's his name, the Great Okan versus Tetsuya Naito. But we'll get to that at the end of this part of the episode. So let's begin with match number one. We have Suzuki Gun, consistent of course, the King, Minoru Suzuki, um, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and of course El Desperado, as we call him, Despy, taking on Tiger Mask and Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo, who are the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Now, as you know, the Despy and Kanemaru do have a rematch clause to regain these titles. But first, they have to keep continuing on with the road preview matches, even though they've been doing these last few weeks, they've been doing trios matches along with anybody. Right now they had Tiger Mask, very legendary wrestler. They teamed up already with Hamnam and many others. But this is one of those matches, for a fact. I was surprised to find out that it was Kanemaru who picked up the victory. Now, we don't know if could be a short reign for Roppongi 3K because I don't know, because as you guys know, New Japan always plan things ahead within the year. But we'll see what happens in the upcoming when the actual match of that begins. Next match, we still continue on with the feud between the God and the Dangerous Tekkers, who've been on trio matches for who knows how long. As you know, Tai Chi and Zack Sabre Jr. have been teaming up with Doiki, and of course we have the God teaming with Yado, or as the Bullet Club call him, Master Heater. This is one of those matches that intensify the rivalries. Now, you ask me, why is that? Simple. There's obvious reasons why. One, the God had to mess around with the Iron Fingers, which was taken from them. And two, the Dangerous Tekkers will do whatever it takes to get back what was taken from them. I'm referring to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. So basically, this is one of those matches that escalate, but however, it ended in a disqualification by Bullet Club, allowing for Doiki, Zack Sabre Jr., and of course Tai Chi to win the match. But however, the whole thing doesn't end there with a beatdown. That's how they roll. But I have to say, the promo in the post match was very awesome. As you know, Tonga Tongaloa made it perfect clear that he envisions Tama going up the ladder and obtaining the Iron Fingers. So basically, he prophesies it. But we don't know if that's gonna happen. Because as you know, Taichi would do whatever it takes to get the Iron Fingers back. Because they're saying it's cursed. I know. Enjoy the story. It makes it so fun. Next match, we have Bullet Club consistent of Geto, Dick Togo, Taiji Shimura, Yujiro, and of course Evil taking on Master Wato, Taguchi, Tenzan, Yano, and Tanahashi. As you know, Tanahashi is going to put the Never Openweight title on the line against Jay White, but of course he's not there. Geto will be wrestling in his place for the upcoming matches. But however, the KOPW trophy is being on the line later on between Yano and Evil. Now, once again, as you know, Yano always had tricks up his sleeves, but somehow we've seen back and forth in the last couple of weeks between both Yano and Evil and Dick Togo exchanging back forth, trying to put lights out. But however, this time in favor of the tricks, it goes straight to Bullet Club, all thanks to Evil for winning the match. Now, these next couple of matches uh, played on in every aspect of this. The next three is mostly, how do I say this? Consistent with the feud between LIJ and the United Empire. First match is a tag team match between Bushi and Shingo Takagi taking on the United Empire, Cobb and Ospreay. Now, as you know, Ospreay is the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Uh, is set to face against the challenger Shingo. As you know, he's proven time and time how he's the best wrestler. He was able to pull off the victory by putting Shingo on the Stonebreaker, making the pinfall. Now, the next match is between Aaron Hanara, who is, of course, the newest member of the United Empire, taking on LIJ's Sonata. This match was so amazing. It kind of showed more of Hanare, as now we're seeing him as a heel. But him facing Sonata, that kind of changes a little bit of who Hanara is. But you get to see Sonata being the Sonata that we know. There was a moment that you see Hanara put him in like in a subversion of the Skull Inn. Before he puts him in, he just spins him around. So it kind of goes in that way, but I did not expect Sonata to win because I would assume, you got the United Empire who are making a name for themselves. But this time, it was Sonata who put him away in a moonsault. Now, the main event, which is a grudge match between both the Great Khan and, of course, Naito. These two have been in it with each other. Now, for weeks, Khan has been mocking him, but he thought that, he's going to go down, he's going to fall to his wrath. But I think he underestimated Naito. As you know, Naito, he's all about tranquilo. That's what he does. He tells people, just chill, just chill, just chill. Take it easy. And of course, he likes to have a little fun. But I think that's what makes the story great because Khan, who is this guy who looks more like a Mongolian monster, thinks that they need to bow down to their awesome power. But Naito, he's like, I'm just gonna chill, no problem. But because of that, because he underestimated Naito, it cost him his match against him when Naito pulled off Destino on him. But he did state it in the post interview that he underestimated him. He didn't think this was going to happen. But he did state that this is just the beginning. So it looks like this is just going to be a phase whenever they're going to be facing back each other. But we'll see where they're going to go. So I think that's it right now with the New Japan stuff. So I'm going to end the episode with AEW Dark Elevation. Alright, so we're now in the latest episode of AEW Dark Elevation. Opening match is Chuck Taylor taking on Death Triangle's Ray Phoenix. As you know, this feud between the Best Friends and the Death Triangles go back a long way from 2019 when Pac had to take on Orange Cassidy. But this match was kind of like more of the feud is now extending. Now the match could have been easily been fixated where Chuck would have won, but however Alex, who's been now tamed him into the lifestyle of Penta, he helped get a distraction, basically allowing for Phoenix to win the match. Now you can say that it didn't it was supposed to happen that way, yeah, because this feud now the best friends hasn't forgotten what the Death Triangle did to them the first time, but this time this is going to be interesting. Next match we have Ryan Meneth taking on Ryzen, but this one was more of an advantage because Ryan Meneth had his buddies with him, so this is one of those things where you know for a fact Ryan Meneth is going to win the match, and that's exactly what he did. Next match we have Orange Cassidy taking on Dean Alexander. This one went quickly when he applied the orange punch on him and lights out. Now, next match is a tag team match. We have the Acclaim finally returning after Anthony Bowen injured himself, so he doesn't seem like they missed a step. But this match went a little bit more intense and longer because the newcomers were Liam Dre and Adrian Alamis or something like that. I would have assumed in this particular match it would have gone quickly, but no. I think they wanted to keep it more exciting as possible so the Acclaim can be more recognizable as a heel tag team. Now, the next thing we have is Dark Order 5 and Alex Reynolds teaming up for the first time since we know that John Silver is out of action for a while due to injuries in his arm. But this is very interesting to see them teaming up against Sky and Ethan Page. Next match, we have Nick Camarado along with the Factory taking on VSK. I can tell you, it was already over from the moment Nick Camarado stepped in the ring. So that's how you know it's going to go. Now, ever since Elevations first started airing on YouTube, they started this doing called the Rising Star. Rising Star. They had the first one was Red Velvet, and now this time they have Layla Hirsch. Now, Layla Hirsch is a very interesting wrestler. Uh, when I first saw her, I didn't know what to make of her, but her wrestling style is unique, similar to catch wrestling in certain aspects, but she can add in a little different flavors from different styles that you can see. I have to say, Layla Hirsch is a very interesting competitor, even though don't let her size fool you one way or the other. But her match, she was set once again teaming with Ryo Mizunami, taking on Amber Nova and Diamante. This match, I have to say, I like Mizunami and Layla Hirsch teaming up. I say once um, the coronavirus restriction is lifted, I would love to see more of Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami, teaming up. That is something I would love to see. But the match ended thanks to Layla Hirsch applying the armbar on Amber Nova. But however, Diamante decided that she wanted to pick a fight, and that's exactly what she does. She's looking for a fight, but it's already been decided by Tony Khan that we're going to see a one-on-one action between Layla Hirsch and Diamante. Don't go anywhere. You got to see that match. Next match is an interview with Scorpio Sky. Well, not a next match. We have an interview with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. They can decide on whatever name. I mean, I have a better idea because they're going like Scorpio Sky and Ethan. And then later Ethan goes, no. No, it's like Ethan Page goes, it's Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. It's like they're trying to be the last one. But to me, can we just call it all like Ego Sky or something like that? I don't know. So, but they said they'll fix that. Next match, we have Tisha Price taking on the resident alien, Chris Statlander. I love Chris. She's amazing. But you can tell that she is determined to win. And of course, everybody loves the alien. Excuse me. Oh. But it was a great match. I enjoyed it. I love it. So Chris Statlander won the match. Next match we have Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky taking on Dark Order members 5 and Reynolds. I have to say the match was very interesting due to the fact that it wasn't like I hoped for, but I kind of figured it was going to go in favor of Sky and Page because we don't know exactly what the roles are. We do know that they tried to hurt Darby Allin and then they tried to hurt Sting. So it's still unclear what's going to happen, down the line, but I can't wait to see it. But Sky and Paige have been mostly showing the world who they are because Sky agrees that he has a great tag team specialist on his side and he knows it. So, do we see them down the line for the AEW World Tag Team titles? Maybe so, but we'll see how they are in the rankings on that. Next match, we have Nyla Rose and Maddie Rankowski taking on Red Velvet and Big Swole. Now, I would say ever since Nyla Rose been doing tag teams, I feel like she needs to find someone at her level. And I feel Maddie Rakowski, she may be in that level, but nowhere complete as her. You see, if you guys recall, Maddie did had a little bit of a feud with Leva Bates, but it wasn't compared like what Nyla Rose should be. I mean, I would say if I was Vicky Guerrero as a manager, I would ditch her because in a way, her performance was not giving Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero the wins that they need, but it did allow for Red Velvet and Big Swole to win the match. Next match is Matt Sydal and Joey Janela. Oh man, this match was great. Two completely different styles, but the real question is who's gonna win? And I wasn't expecting this, and it came out to Matt Sydal. Now you would ask me why would I want Joey Janela? Because I feel like there's a who's been here. Like Joey Janela was one amongst the original stars that were signed with AEW before Seidel did. But Matt is still trying to establish himself more in AEW. So that's the reason I really enjoyed watching this. So I think that's pretty much with AEW Dark. Well, I meant AEW Dark Elevation, but I have to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So stay tuned for more. We got Tuesday Wrestling coming up that consistent of NXT, NWA, and I think and AEW Dark, and possibly more of New Japan Wrestling Dontaku. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in that particular event. I'm still trying to catch up with many of the Japanese wrestling scenes from DDT, Ice Ribbon, many others because I feel I need to review these events because some of you may like the Japanese wrestling scene because it's completely unique from what you see here in the United States. But that's the way it's gonna be. Also, want to remind you down the line by the end of May, I may go to see Level Up because they're letting people know. Hopefully, I can get in touch with the promoter because I talked to him a few times. So hopefully, we get to see him see Level Up, and I'll put the event on my on this channel. See what's gonna happen down the line. So stay tuned for more stuff coming up. So I'll see you guys on the next DWZ time on the same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye and have a nice day. Bang!